Australia has voted to abandon the definition of marriage as between one man and one woman, in a move which follows sustained abuse and threats against traditional marriage voters. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull welcomed the outcome of the non-binding postal vote and said he intends to make same-sex marriage the law of the land by Christmas. 61.6% of Australians who voted were in favour of legalising same-sex marriage, and a bill has now been introduced to the Australian Senate. Lyle Shelton, Managing Director of the Australian Christian Lobby, called on traditional marriage supporters to speak more, not less, on the issue. The shape of the nation we leave to our children and grandchildren depends on what we do together next. Thomas Pascoe, Campaign Director for the UK's Coalition for Marriage, responded, saying Australia had voted for a slippery slope.
I think the important thing from a British perspective is that at least the Australian public got a vote. This is something that we missed in the UK, where same-sex marriage was introduced for much of the population without being in a political party's manifesto and against the wishes of the majority who replied to the consultation exercise. What have the Australians voted for? I'm afraid I think they voted for the slippery slope. We've seen in the United Kingdom that this has been followed by moves to introduce LGBT lifestyles to children as young as 5 in the classroom. It's also been followed by an exercise to get rid of the very idea of gender being related to biology itself. So at least this is something that the Australians have gone into with their eyes open, but I'm afraid the consequences could be very grave indeed.